summer of 2019, we decided to take the kids to go to the Genesee Country Village Museum back home where my father lives in New York. And my friend Mary from high school came and joined us, and Dominic and I took the kids, and we did a full day at what is my favorite museum probably anywhere, although the Canadian Museum of Natural History is pretty amazing, so they're kind of competitors. But this is, at least back home, this is my childhood museum that really made me fall in love with museums and a lot of history, and I try to go on a regular basis. Dominic and I, when we were first married, we were members at the museum when we really wanted the opportunity to take the kids and introduce them to just all the things that they do there. So we went for the chocolate festival. They did a class on chocolate. They made their own chocolate. They went to lots of chocolate exhibits. They went to the standard museum exhibits, which are an outdoor museum with historic buildings and an entire historic town square, a gazebo, and then there's an art museum there that they really enjoyed. The art museum also had exhibits on dog power, how dogs have been used in labor throughout history, and an exhibit on traditional, I think, 19th century clothing and fashion, all of which they thought was just great. They loved the entire museum experience, and I wanted to put together this video mostly for my father. This is going to be a raw compilation of the footage that we did at the museum with just the lightest amount of editing so you can kind of just get all the experience from the trip. And this is me experimenting with OpenShot, which I've not used previously on Linux, so just putting the whole thing together. So if this is pretty rough, that's why, but I wanted to have all of these pieces put together so you can see it in one spot in order as things happen.
Yeah.
Come on. A little bit more. Okay. Lightly spread it out into a little circle.
There you go.
There you go. That's good enough,
Sounds
honey.
like a plan.
And then you go decorate and put the spoon here. There you go. Very good.
Go decorate before it hardens. What do we got? We got...
And this is a mixture of the two chocolates. It's got heritage chocolate in it and the chocolates you cook with.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, look at that. And you spread it out too, honey. Very lightly, not a lot. Just so you got something to pick up later. That's pretty good. That's good, honey. And then you decorate that center.
Are you going to try a little bit of everything?
Putting almost everything. I love that.
I know, those are your favorite.
We're putting the things on this, so I think I might. Right here.
Oh, that was awesome, Chama.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can tell by mine, I can barely find the chocolate anymore. You just load it up.
I like it. So now we have to remember. Do we come right back here?
When you're done with your tour,
Okay.
take your time. We're here until it closes.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. The door should be open.
Perfect, sweetie.
And then my wife will put them in the refrigerator on a tray, and they'll be nice.
So literally look at the ingredients for some like
So Dad, no electronics today.
No electronics in school? Do you think you would like this kind of schoolroom? Would that be comfortable to sit in all day?
No. Better than those chairs that we have at home. Yeah, we have a desk.
Oh, you guys don't know that we have a surprise.
Huh? I'm sorry. Remind me of Mia.
They do.
Does that mean there's pigs around here somewhere? What do you have it, Kevin? There's a little wooden house there. Drinking chocolate through a diary account. What? There's someone in there.
Grinding to get a day's worth of food for your whole family.
Wow.
So you'd just have your kids rotate off. Someone would always be doing that.
Go.
So I'm working on doing
baking and cooking right now.
I talk to the pigs, but they don't listen to me.
What is that, corn?
Down here, and you guys probably have smaller fingers than me, starting at the end, just fold it under, lay it right down like that, and then take a pin and stick it through that folded part. So see how it's laid flat and folded now? You want to give that a try? And you can work on this side up here, or you can work on this side and you can work on that side. So we just got to try to be careful not to let that sort of facing that we're working on scooch, because it's sized right to the pattern right now.
Like that?
Yeah, exactly. Here, I'll work on it up here. See if we can get a couple pins in there. It's a little tricky. Even I have trouble with this. Especially.
Really?
He can't help himself.
This?
Yeah, perfect. So the pins I have slightly bent, so you can go like, and sort of hook them in. It's a little tricky though. And one underneath, the Wilcox Gibbs only has one spool. So with that one spool, we only have one thread doing all of the stitching for us. One thing that my machine doesn't have, which I need to get, there were these little rubber balls that were set in the Wilcox Gibbs machine.
So what do you think, John? Is this place pretty cool? Yeah? You like the whole museum? You like the houses and all the learning about how they use the different houses and how they did different things? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Can I have a dinosaur, please?
Yeah? It's a beautiful garden.
I want to go over there.
In the garden?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I go?
Yes.
I'm gonna go with that.
problem, for sure, getting around. And I could even take the cars, but if you're with me, then I know exactly what you are.
I need to push back. Do you think Mia would like this?
It's supposed to be work. See, you're working like the dog over there.
Can I try? Yeah. Be careful. This is cool.
How
See, Mom,
exactly
what
does
it is? He says... See, Mom, we are meant to go on the thing.
Some of them.
Oh, that's numbers. Can I try again? I'm doing it. Okay. I like this. My nice little dog sitting here. About one cotton swab.
She cannot be creative ever.
If she is creative, she This is really cool.
She like will pull and
Or about 4 inches.
you want to look at the dresses?
Cool. What's the last picture? Measure Jack and Charlie's tail using dog biscuits. Where's dog biscuit? There. I found a dog biscuit. I need a couple of those. Hello. 1, 2, 3. Jack's is about 4. And yours Where's our parents? Yeah. Mommy. I think Charlie is about 5 or 6.
Bob's.
There's some clothes that you can look at on the other. Just do that one. Do that one. Do that one. Are you supposed to draw? So this is drawing. That one is measuring Charlie and Jack. That's Jack. That's Charlie. Check on the collar.
Tim and Andrew. Damon and Andrew.
Yep, this is Charlie. No.
Sorry to see this.
Wait, no. Look at the picture and see if we got him over there. Do you want to see the picture that I made?
Yeah.
It's a rainbow retriever.
Oh, a rainbow retriever.
say this piece would be good for a spoon, I'm gonna switch to the gouge. And the gouge is gonna get me, this one, I'll show you a little better.
They're so smooth.
The gouge gets into there and makes the bowl of the spoon. So the spurtles, since they're just flat, I can do all of that with a knife. And I don't need to use the gouge, but once you have to get down in, then you'll need a special tool. So I'm actually carving, not whittling. Whittling has a particular definition, and that's the use of one knife, and then no sandpaper, you leave the tool marks just as they are. But I often use multiple knives and or the gouge,
This one is
and I got for the future, kiddo.
no.
Well, I don't know, we got a mash tun, so this goes through the process of mashing. You can look at that.
Go ahead.
Anyway, mashing is where the grain is going to sit in the water, and the water is
afford chocolate, for instance, you could still afford shells. And this was considered lighter on the stomach, and it's very hot, so don't really get. Easier to digest, not as rich as actual chocolate, in addition to being cheap.
I like the house.
Wiped up the mess, and now I have a teapot full of cocoa shells, so the same beverage you're tasting, only this is really smoky since I made it over a fire, and that was made in an appropriate food-safe kitchen. So it's probably about cool enough to drink now.
Okay.
It does not taste like hot chocolate, so same plant, but different part of the plant, and you can really tell it's not hot chocolate.
It smells like woody chocolate.
Ready?
Interesting.
Yes. I'll go with
Not
interesting.
bad.
Yeah, I don't dislike it, I don't love it. I can't tell what it tastes like. It confuses my tongue.
It really does. Sometimes it's chocolate, sometimes it's wood.
Huh. You still get those even after tasting it.
I didn't even get